Have you ever wondered why certain people seem to live with ease and attract positivity, while others struggle no matter how hard they try? What if I told you that it's not luck or coincidence, but universal laws quietly shaping every choice, every word, and every action you take? Today, we dive into the first 4 laws of karma, powerful truths that could completely change the way you see yourself, your struggles, and the world around you. If you've ever felt stuck or wondered why life keeps repeating the same lessons, this is exactly what you need to hear. 1. The Great Law. As you sow, so shall you reap. Think of life as a giant field. Every action, word, or thought you plant in this field is a seed. These seeds don't disappear. They grow often when you least expect it. If you plant kindness, patience, and honesty, your harvest will be peace, love, and fulfillment. If you scatter seeds of negativity, dishonesty, or cruelty, those same energies will circle back to you. This doesn't happen overnight, just as crops don't sprout the moment they're planted. But rest assured, the energy you put into the world will eventually return. That's why living consciously and treating people with respect, regardless of the situation, isn't just good behavior, it's an investment in your own future. 2. The Law of Creation. You attract what you are. Here's where many people misunderstand karma. You don't simply attract what you wish for, you attract what you are. Imagine sitting in a room complaining about how unfair life is, waiting for good fortune to knock on your door. Nothing changes. Why? Because the energy you radiate is what the universe mirrors back. If you want abundance, you must embody gratitude and responsibility. If you want love, you must become love, show compassion, show patience, show care. It's about taking ownership of your life instead of blaming others. Your reality is a canvas, and you are the painter. What colors are you using? 3. The Law of Humility. What you resist, persists. One of the hardest truths to accept is this: you cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. Many of us spend years running from our problems, denying our weaknesses, or blaming others for our failures. But the more you resist a truth, the stronger it becomes. Think about it. Have you ever ignored an issue, hoping it would just vanish, only to watch it grow bigger and heavier over time? That's because the universe pushes back harder when you deny reality. Humility isn't about lowering yourself, it's about honestly admitting where you are. Once you face your challenges with acceptance, you finally gain the power to change them. 4. The Law of Growth. Wherever you go, there you will be. Have you noticed that you can change jobs, relationships, or even cities? But somehow the same struggles keep following you. That's because true change doesn't happen on the outside, it happens within. Your thoughts are the seeds of your reality. Negative, limiting beliefs will build a world filled with frustration. Positive, empowered thoughts will build opportunities and growth. If you want to transform your life, start by transforming your mind. Work on your inner garden, and the outer world will begin to reflect the beauty you've cultivated inside. The Law of Growth is a reminder that the only person you truly control is yourself. And when you grow, the world around you shifts too. These first 4 laws of karma set the foundation. Everything you do returns to you. You attract what you embody. You must face reality with humility, and lasting growth begins within. Master these, and you'll already see your life start to change in subtle but powerful ways. But this is only the beginning. In the next part, we'll explore 4 more karmic laws that will teach you how to take responsibility. Connect your past to your future, focus on what really matters, and unlock the secret power of giving. Have you ever noticed how some problems in life keep circling back, no matter how far you run, or how certain people always seem to give without losing, while others take and yet remain empty? That's not random, it's karma at work. If part 1 taught us about planting seeds and growing from within, part 2 is about stepping into full responsibility, understanding the invisible threads that tie everything together, and discovering why focus and generosity can shape your destiny more than you ever imagined. These 4 laws might be the wake-up call you've been waiting for. 5. The Law of Responsibility. Our lives are our own doing. The easiest trap we fall into is blame. It's so much more comfortable to point fingers at others, at circumstances, or at fate when things go wrong. But the Law of Responsibility says something blunt and powerful. Your life is a reflection of your choices, and only you can steer it. When there's chaos around you, it's tempting to say, this is because of them. But pause. What choices brought you here? What thoughts, attitudes, or patterns played a role? Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It means recognizing that you always have power in how you respond, how you adapt, and how you move forward. And that power? That's freedom. The moment you accept full ownership of your life, you stop waiting for someone else to save you. You start becoming the author of your own story. 6. The Law of Connection. Everything is linked. Imagine a necklace with many beads, each one representing a moment in your life. The string that holds them together, that's the Law of Connection. It reminds us that the past, present, and future are not isolated chapters. They are part of one continuous story. Every step you've taken led to this exact moment. Every step you take now is laying down the foundation for tomorrow. That's why no action is too small, no decision too insignificant. You may not see it now, but the choices you make ripple outward and eventually create your future reality. This law is both comforting and sobering. Comforting, because your dreams are reachable through consistent, small actions. Sobering, because every careless decision also shapes your future. Nothing is random. Every word, every habit, every action is a thread in the fabric of your destiny. 7. The law of focus. You cannot think of two things at the same time. Think about driving a car. You can't keep your eyes glued to the road and text on your phone without disaster. The same principle applies to life. The law of focus tells us that you can't give your energy equally to growth and negativity, to love and hate, to purpose and distraction. Something will always win your attention, and that's what will shape your outcome. This law forces you to ask, what am I really focusing on? Are you pouring your energy into fears, grudges, and comparisons, or into dreams, lessons, and growth? The truth is, what you concentrate on expands. Focus on scarcity, and you'll always feel like you don't have enough. Focus on gratitude and progress, and your life will start filling with abundance. The secret here is discipline, not just in work, but in mindset. Train your mind to lean toward positivity, and negativity won't have room to grow. 8. The law of giving and hospitality. Selflessness reveals true intentions. We often say we believe in kindness, compassion, and generosity, but how do you prove that belief? Words aren't enough. The law of giving and hospitality reminds us that actions are the real test. Think about this. When someone is in need, do you step forward with what you can offer, or do you hold back, waiting for someone else? True growth happens when your actions reflect your values, even when it's inconvenient. Giving isn't about wealth or resources, it's about spirit. It could be your time, your patience, your encouragement, or even just a smile that lightens someone else's load. Each act of selflessness isn't a loss, it's proof of inner strength. And strangely enough, the more you give, the more fulfilled you become. The universe has a way of rewarding generosity in ways you can't always predict, but always feel. These 4 karmic laws carry a challenge. Stop running from responsibility. Recognize how everything is connected, discipline your focus, and give selflessly as a way of life. If part 1 was about planting seeds, part 2 is about tending the garden, taking ownership, nurturing growth, and feeding others with your abundance. But there's still one final piece of the puzzle. In part 3, we'll explore how to stay present, break free from repeating cycles, harness patience, and discover why your ultimate purpose is bigger than just yourself. Have you ever caught yourself reliving old mistakes or daydreaming so much about the future that you forget to actually live today? Or maybe you've tried to change your life but ended up repeating the same mistakes over and over? These aren't coincidences, they're the result of deeper laws quietly shaping your life. In this final part, we'll uncover the last 4 karmic truths: how to fully embrace the present, how to stop history from repeating itself, why patience always pays off, and why the greatest rewards come from serving something bigger than yourself. These aren't just ideas, they are keys that can transform your destiny. 9. The law of presence. You can't be here if you're stuck in yesterday or tomorrow. Most of us live in 2 places, the regrets of the past or the hopes of the future. We replay mistakes in our heads, wondering how things could have gone differently. Or we daydream about someday, when everything will finally fall into place. But here's the truth, the only moment you can act in is now. The law of presence teaches that while the past and future matter, they are not where life happens. The past should be a teacher, not a prison. The future should be a motivator, not a hiding place. Every decision you make, every opportunity you seize, every breath you take, it all happens in the present. So ask yourself, what are you doing today that honors who you want to become? Because the present is the bridge between yesterday's lessons and tomorrow's dreams. 10. The law of change. History repeats until you break the cycle. Think about the patterns in your life. Do you keep finding yourself in the same toxic relationships, repeating the same financial mistakes, or battling the same doubts? That's karma repeating the lesson until you decide to truly change. The law of change is clear. Nothing changes unless you do. Wishing, hoping, and promising aren't enough. Real change requires conscious action. It means breaking habits, facing fears, and doing something different even when it's uncomfortable. Here's the challenge. Your mind loves routine, even harmful ones. So when you try to break free, it resists. That's why transformation feels hard. It's not just about making a new choice. It's about making that choice consistently until it becomes who you are. The good news, once you commit, the cycle breaks. And when it breaks, an entirely new future opens. 11. The law of patience and reward. Nothing of value is built overnight. We live in a world addicted to instant gratification, fast food, quick money, overnight success stories. But karma doesn't work on shortcuts. The law of patience and reward reminds us that everything meaningful, love, mastery, success, wisdom, requires time, effort, and consistency. Seeds don't become trees in a day. Your efforts, no matter how small, are accumulating beneath the surface. Just because you can't see results immediately doesn't mean progress isn't happening. The key is persistence. Keep showing up, keep working, keep believing, and don't fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others. Everyone is running a different race, on a different timeline, The moment you stop measuring against others and start focusing on your steady growth, peace replaces pressure. The harvest will commit always does, but only to those who are patient enough to keep sowing. 12. The law of significance and inspiration. The greatest reward serves the whole. The final law ties everything together, while the first law of karma reminds us that what we sow comes back to us. This last law widens the lens. What we sow also becomes part of the collective. Every action, every choice, every contribution doesn't just shape your life, it ripples outward and shapes the world. When you give your best not just for yourself but for others, your family, your community, even strangers, you create significance. True fulfillment doesn't come from selfish achievements, but from knowing you've made the world just a little better because you were here. That's inspiration, the kind that outlives you. So ask yourself, what legacy are you building? When others remember you, will it be for what you gained or for what you gave? The most powerful reward of all is leaving behind light that others can follow. And there you have it, the 12 karmic laws that can completely shift how you live. They're not mystical rules floating in the universe. They are practical truths woven into daily life. Plant good seeds, take responsibility, face reality with humility, grow from within, connect the dots. Focus on what matters, give selflessly, live in the present, break toxic cycles, practice patience, and finally live for more than just yourself. These aren't just lessons, they are a roadmap, a guide for turning ordinary days into a meaningful life. Because in the end, karma isn't about punishment or reward, it's about creation. The life you're living today is the life you've built with yesterday's choices, and the life you'll live tomorrow. That depends on what you choose right now.